Rinse takes your laundry and hand-delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded. So you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
So did you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.
Monster Energy. Everybody knows White Monster Zero Ultra. That's the OG. It kicked off this whole zero sugar energy drink thing. But Ultra is a whole lineup now. You've got Strawberry Dreams, Blue Hawaiian, Sunrise, and Vice Guava. And they all bring the Monster Energy punch. So if you've been living in the white can, branch out. Ultra's got a flavor for every vibe. And every single one is zero sugar. Tap the banner to learn more.
This is Optimal Living Daily, Brain Training by Tynan of Tynan.com. And I'm Justin Malik, and I'm going to jump right into today's post as we optimize your life. Brain Training by Tynan of Tynan.com. One day last week, I drank too much tea too late in the day. Instead of going to bed at my normal 1:30 to 2 a.m. time, I went to bed after 3 a.m. The next morning, I woke up around 11 feeling a bit slothful for sleeping in. Usually I make some nice green tea in the morning, but I skipped it that day, half because I had overdosed on tea the day before, and half because it was almost the afternoon. I sat down at my computer, but instead of doing my daily planning, I started researching Persian rugs. By 1 in the afternoon, I was still sitting at my computer in my skivvies, having done nothing more substantial than gain a comprehensive amateur understanding of what to look for in a Persian rug, and maybe answering a handful of medium priority emails. The day was off to a bad start. Not a horrific start, like the kind where you lose your arm in a grain combine, but the kind where you've gotten such a slow start that the day begins to feel like a waste. I opened up Google Calendar to plan my day, but then closed it. What's the point, I thought, when I've already wasted so much time? There was no chance it was going to be an excellent day, so my brain was trying to steer me towards just writing the day off and refocusing on the next one. Somewhere in the back of my head, a small warning bell went off. It reminded me that this sort of situation is the exact situation where I can't afford to lose a day. Not because of the time and productivity, but because it's losing territory to the lazy part of my brain. And once you lose part of that territory, it's really hard to get it back. I'm not naive enough to think that I control my brain. The relationship is much more complicated than that. Sometimes I have pure dominance over most of my brain and can bend its capacity to my whims. Other times it gives me barely enough processing power to recognize that it's screwing me over. You know, like when you have a ton of important work to do and you're seriously considering buying a 100-year-old Persian rug because it has a high KPSI, knots per square inch. I know that a rug isn't the highest priority in my life, but there I am clicking away. The human brain thrives on patterns. In many cases, we can identify them faster than computers can. And in even more cases, we can identify them when they're not even real. In a gross simplification, you could even call our brains pattern machines. They're that good at it. Besides being a pattern machine, our brains are also lazy. If you're feeling charitable, you could just call them efficient. Conscious thought will be allocated to a problem only if the subconscious doesn't already have a pattern for how to solve the problem. When I first learned to play Musette on the violin, it took all of my brain power to squeak out a really unpleasant rendition of the song. But as the pathways strengthened in my brain, the burden of playing that song was shifted to my subconscious. I still don't play it amazingly or anything, but now it all happens automatically. My fingers just move and the song comes out. The switch from conscious playing to unconscious playing didn't happen in an instant because my brain thought, the subconscious chunk of me could really handle this better. It happened because I repeated it so much that a pattern was built. Building these patterns is one of the best features of our brains, but if mismanaged, it can also be really harmful. So whenever I'm doing anything that seems like it might be important, I ask myself if I'm building a pattern in my brain and if I really want that pattern to exist. This, by the way, is a large part of why I've never tried drinking or drugs or anything like that. I don't want to have even the faintest pattern of associating those things with pleasure. Back to my poorly started day. When I'd wasted half a day and my brain was urging me to forget about it and regroup for the next day, I recognized that this was extremely dangerous. It's building a pattern of wasting half of a day, yielding some rest for the second half of the day. My brain would love to have that rest, so it tries to build this pattern. It's up to me to use my willpower to break it. So instead, I force myself to plan my day and have no breaks for fun. This action builds a much better pattern of wasting half a day and then having to work uncomfortably hard for the second half. Having that pattern in place will make it much less likely for my brain to push me towards laziness early in the day. Another example, yesterday around 7 p.m., I was face down in my bed in the very early stages of drifting into taking a nap. But as I lay there and thought about it, I realized that I got a full night's sleep the night before, had enough water and food for energy, and by every other indication should have been awake. Why did I feel so tired that I was about to take a nap and screw up my sleep schedule? I thought about it and realized that it was only because I was frustrated with the bit of work that I was doing, and my brain saw a nap as an escape. I forced myself up and decided that I would only take a nap if I finished that piece of work and was still tired. I finished it and was no longer tired. Most people in this world are slaves to their brains. Comfort is suggested by some cluster of neurons somewhere up there, and without really even thinking about it, the rest of the brain latches onto the idea and begins moving towards that comfort. Pushing yourself away from comfort requires constant vigilance and negotiating with that little part of the brain that tries to sabotage us. A big part of that vigilance is using the pattern matching part of your brain to recognize when a course of action may create subtle bad habits and stopping it before that happens. You just listened to the post titled Brain Training by Tynan of Tynan.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. I don't know about you, but for me, holiday traditions are all about the memories. And what if you could give a gift this season that brings those memories to life every day of the year? Well, with AuraFrame, you can. For my family, it's not about gifts, but spending quality time, playing games, having dinner, and taking photos. I've been adding those photos to my AuraFrame on display in my home all year long. It's super easy. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi and share photos and videos straight from your phone anytime. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code OLD at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code OLD. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so order now before it ends. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. It's time for Black Friday, Dell Technologies' biggest sale of the year. That's right, you'll find huge savings on select Dell PCs like the Dell 16 Plus with Intel Core Ultra processors. And with built-in advanced AI features, it's the PC that helps you do more faster. From smarter multitasking to extended battery life, these PCs get the busy work done so you can focus on what matters most to you. Plus, earn Dell rewards and enjoy many other benefits like free shipping, expert support, price match guarantee, and flexible financing options. They also have the biggest deals on accessories that pair perfectly with your Dell PC, improving the way you work, play, and connect. Whether you just started holiday shopping or you're finishing up, these PCs and accessories make perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Shop now at Dell.com/deals and don't miss out. That's Dell.com/deals. Thank you to Tynan. I can relate to that feeling. I'm definitely a night owl and I like waking up later than the average person. But if it feels too late, then I get that same feeling like Tynan, where it seems like most of the day is gone and nothing productive has happened. And then it's easy to write off the rest of the day thinking, well, I already messed up the first part, so the whole day is a loss. I might as well just relax. That's the all or nothing thinking, which I know I can fall into with different areas of life. But that's definitely faulty thinking. Even if it's late afternoon, there's still a lot that could be accomplished. We can make the most of it if we really wanted to. And he makes a good point that it's not just about time, but not letting our lazy side get the best of us. So if we can reverse this way of thinking, it's a double win. We end up with a more productive day and we get some practice in. It'll be easier the next time around. So good stuff to think about today. Hopefully this one from Tynan helped you. Thank you for being here and listening every day. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.